Herr Doktor Vrilock here. Herr Doktor Vrilock here. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Thank you for joining me. Lords and ladies, I'm going to speak just briefly on the topic of spectral evidence. Spectral evidence. Just the phrase spectral evidence. Or is that a term? You think it's a terminology? Spectral evidence? Okay, whatever. Just hearing that, if you know what it means and what it refers to a certain period of time, should boil your blood. Unless you're one of the mentally enslaved by the powers of the monotheist elite. Yes, the hypocrites and their powers of hysteria. Educate yourself, son. Understand. Understand. If you don't, then it's time to do some heavy reading of history. A lot of hot black coffee and some serious contemplation. Think about it. There are rules which took, while in place, took 200 years to be effective. By 1700. Yeah, that should be enough hint for you. Yes, I am speaking on the topic of the Salem witch trials. Did you know before that, England had its werewolf trials? I shat you not. I shiced you not. Oh, did I hurt your feelings? My layman! You know, it's part of the mass mindlessness. But I might go a step further. Maybe it's mass soullessness, you know. William Walker Atkinson had a lot to say about that, didn't he? The many whom do not have themselves. Yeah, we might think it's okay to just let them be, but listen and think. If it's not the guys and gals in their elite families at the top of the pyramid system telling these morons what to do, if they're not dictating this, then it might as well be you conducting. Whether we exist as we are now in a civilization or devolve back into old tribal times, that pattern in Homo sapiens is not going to change. It's just a matter of, is there anyone steering the wheel of this wild flip-ass bus ride off the cliff and into the infernal shores of hell? Or there's nobody there. Transformation is in due. And must be. Will be. Herr Doktor will help you, we will make it so. Transformation. Assisted by super machine brains. Now, my vision of this is very different from the whole Terminator stuff everybody else is talking about. I see something very different. I see something very useful that could play out very differently from all the naysaying and conspiracy. What we don't need is another repeat of Gallows Hill. Yeah, another lynching on Gallows Hill. A repeat of Bridget Bishop. Yeah, I'm sure she was thinking, oh shit, look out, here comes that little bitch Abigail who can't keep her mouth shut. I mean, if they caught you dancing naked in the forest, or for Christ's sake, waving your hand over a fire, perhaps they were cold that night. Or they just enjoying the fucking fire, you know. And some Puritan asshole sees that and flips out, has himself a shit fit, thinking that you're a goddamn sorceress calling up the devil. You know, it's ironic because going back into ancient times, long before Charlemagne did his butchering and bloodshed, proudly slaying the Anglo-Saxon man, whilst the Arabs were running their transatlantic slave trade. And, you know, then the morons in the Western world started their slavery. Oh my God, you know, history is just full of really dark shit. I mean, just the wickedness of these, of the Zeitgeist of our times. Oh, it's heart-wrenching, it's heartbreaking, it's maddening. But, you know, going back to ancient times, our English language, it did not come from the Latin tongue, nor from the Greeks. Not per se. Our English language was Latinized later on. But it comes from the power of the runes. You know, there have always been two forces at work in the universe. The possessive, constrictive, dominating power of ice. And then the expansive, creative, conscious power of fire. The two extreme polarities of the universe. And it's said that humans exist somewhere near, just close enough to a state of balance between these extremities of cosmic forces. But we're not quite there yet. That place is called Midgar, the highest potential of all elemental makeup. Fire, ice, air, water, salt, venom, yeast, and then earth. Midgar, Middle Earth, as Tolkien would have referred to it. Middle Earth. Yeah, the highest potential possible. But it's only potentially possible. We're not there yet. I think that constrictive force in the universe, the possessiveness, the obsession, seeks to keep us ignorant, whilst the other Power seeks to liberate us, and yet we cannot live without either one. The balance. And by that I mean on an energy level. So, what we're talking about is the concept of spectral evidence. Why am I bringing this up? Well, because the opposite team, that is the team opposing Vrilock and team that's out there in the world, they want their version of their elite, their version of the story, whatever. I'm afraid to say a damn word like Illuminati or whatever, not because I'm afraid of them, but because I'm concerned that the term, any term that I use, can be misconstrued, because each of these terms triggers responses in the minds of the listener. And we're not all on par. We're not all thinking or interpreting these terms the same way. Just as when I say psionics, one person might think, radionic box, wishing machine, psychotronics. I got that. Paranormal phenomena applied to engineering concepts. I got that. I know what that is. I know all about that. Whereas another person might say that psionics is the raw mental power that works the same miracles in the universe that traditional ceremonial magic works, but without all the ritual. Raw will, power, trained. So someone following in the footsteps of the author Winged Wolf might see psionics as that raw power. Which, by the way, I was going to say is Winged Wolf is an incredible author. She's very great. She's written a number of very good books, beginning psionics, and something about psychic vampires in another book. In any event, spectral evidence is the stuff that it's not based on any hard facts at all. And it usually is an explosion of hysteria and given life force and backed up through its collective community of religious dogma. There's a good play that you might want to read. It's called The Crucible. I'm just opening up that play. It says it all about the madness, the darkness, as Life of Pi so elegantly put it. Religion is darkness. And with that, I leave you to your thoughts about whose side you'd like to be on. Until next time, lords and ladies, keep the magic high. This is Herr Doktor V, signing out.